Hi everyone, welcome back to TS Talk Sport. Hope you're all doing well. Now, finally, the Premier League's back. And, we've got our game in hand to play against Manchester City. So, it's definitely going to be a difficult game. It was a difficult game prior to the coronavirus lockdown break. And it's going to be a very difficult game when we play them on Wednesday evening. Now, some people are saying, this game's kind of like a free hit because it's the first game back. And for me, I don't see it as that. It's a competitive game. Yes, we beat Charlton in a friendly and lost to Brentford, but at the end of the day, it's a competitive game, and it's a game for us to get points back on that table to somewhat hopefully get near to those top 4, top 5 spaces. Now, for me, am I confident that we're going to go to Manchester City and get a win? Out of 10, I'd probably say I'm about a 4, to be honest with you. Do I think we can go there and get a win? I have more hope in the likes of Arteta's Arsenal going there and getting a win than I do with the likes of Emery. But at the same time, I just think when you look at the two teams, there's a bit of a golfing class in terms of the quality. For me, ideally, I think the best bet would be we come away from this game as a draw. I can't see it being a lack of goals. I'll probably see like a 2-2 draw. But overall, I think that this is going to be a game that, we're going to lose. And, it's probably going to end up being something like a 3-1 or a 4-2. But, that's not me, being a negative fan or, you want the team to lose, etc., etc. That's me giving my honest opinion, I'd like to come out and say, we're going to go City and do them. We're going to do them 3-0 or, we're going to do them 4-1 or we're going to scrape it 2-1. But I generally don't see it. It's hard to go off of the last 2 friendly performances, so we're not even too sure what sort of position the team's in at the moment. But for me, I think at best we maybe can scrape a draw. But, I can see us losing this game. It's one of them results where it's like we lose the game by like 2 goals. So like I said, like a 3-1 or a 4-2. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get straight into my lineup for this game. In goals, quite simple, Bernd Leno. Going into the back 4, at right back for me is going to be Bellerin. I've seen Maitland-Niles been playing in midfield the last couple of games. So to me, that kind of tells me I don't think he'll be playing at right back anytime soon. And I've seen Socrates play at right back and I don't want to see it again. So, for me, I stick with Bellerin. The 2 centre-halves, I'll go with Mustafi and Luiz. Didn't see too much of Mari in those 2 games either. I know it's tough, as you know, the highlights and whatnot and stuff. I'm not even too sure if he played, to be fair, when you watch the 3.5 minute highlights that Arsenal put out. But, for me, I'll stick with Mustafi and Luiz. Holding got spun the other day. Like I said, I'm not too sure about Mari. And Socrates has been playing at right back, so it's quite evident he's not in the frame to play in this game. So those are the 2 I'll stick with. At left back, I'm going to go with Kieran Tierney. Now, there is a claim to say maybe we should go for Saka in this game at left back, but for me, I feel that, Tierney's back and he should be playing at left back. And, he's a more natural left back. So in a game like this, where we're probably going to have a lot more defensive duties to do, I think Tierney's going to be the better option in there at left back. Now, going into the midfield, I think the midfield 2 kind of pick themselves, to be honest with you. I think it's Torreira and Xhaka more or less all day long. I can't see Guendouzi getting a start in there. Maybe we may see a Xhaka Ceballos pivot, but for me, I'm going to go with Xhaka Torreira. The main 2, that we've had in there for the majority of the season, to be honest with you. Just in front of them, but we can always slot in alongside them to help with work rate. I'm going to go with Joe Willock. Now, there was a shout to go for the likes of Mesut Ozil, but I think this is a big game. This is a game we need a lot of, the team needs to do a lot of running. That's the first thing first, but it needs to be impactful running. We can't just be running around just for the sake of it, chasing balls. It actually needs to be impactful running, and we need to have a lot of high energy. And I think Joe brings that a bit more to the midfield than I would say the likes of Ozil does. And for me, that's the reason why I would pick him in this game. Some people may disagree, some people may agree. At the end of the day, this is just me giving my overall opinion on it. Now, going into the front 3, off that right-hand side, I'm going to go with Nicola Pepe. I'd be shocked to see Reece Nelson start ahead of him. No, nothing against Nelson, but I think in this sort of game we need to start Pepe, and we need to get him in positions where he's running at defenders. None of this he's dropping back to get the ball stuff. He needs to be getting the ball in positions where he's running into it or he's running at their defence. And I believe if we can do that, it opens up more opportunities for us to score goals in this game. Now, off the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka. Now, I believe he deserves a start, further up the field for me. I think in this sort of game, it'd be ideal playing him off that left-hand side, because when it comes to, tracking back, which Aubameyang's been doing, playing off that left-hand side for quite some time, I think Saka will overall be better suited to it. Bearing in mind he's been playing at left back for the last few months. So I think he'll be better suited to it. And also going forward, I think his delivery and choice of passes and stuff is great, and I believe he'll do a good job in the front three. And obviously finally up top through the middle, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now this is where I want to see him playing through the middle. I know some people say there's a shout for him to play off the left, because nowadays most of your goals tend to come from your wider players, and I understand that, but at the same time I want to see him play through the middle, and I think some fans actually want to see him play through the middle to see, we know how much goals he scores when he's out wide. Imagine, he probably do more or less the same playing through the middle. So I think for this game will be a good game to play him through the middle. And then obviously now with the bench you're allowed 9 substitutes, and you can make 5 changes. So, it's an additional 2 subs that you can make, and it's an additional 2 you can add to the bench. So for me, I think the bench to me will look something like this: Martinez, Mari, Kolasinac, Guendouzi, Ceballos, Nelson, Martinelli, Nketiah and Lacazette. And let's say you can make 5 changes. As an example, 4 of your changes could be, you'd be chasing the game, Lacazette, Nketiah, Martinelli and Nelson. I think that's a strong 4 to bring off the bench. But, that's just my thoughts on it. But this is my preview for the game. That's the starting 11 I personally would go with. I'll be grateful to hear your starting 11 and your previews. You can obviously let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. And if you haven't already done so, go hit that subscribe button now. And I'll catch you next time.